DYU C6 e-bike. Let's go for a ride. So first things first, let's get the bike on. It gives you a nice battery level here. Also, once removed, it tells you the battery level right there. As usual, it is extremely windy. So I do hope you can hear me, and I will try to kind of look into the microphone while I'm talking. First impression of this bike, I like it. Every single DYU bike that gets released is actually pretty good and very, very good. Ever since I purchased the D3F, I have been hooked on the brand. And I just think the brand itself is actually good. So first impressions of this bike, like I said, I love it. Why? Well, it's quite simple. Big wheels, comfortable wheels, they absorb the bumps. Big padded seats, which is actually really comfortable. Front suspension of the bike, again, absorbing everything. I love the white to black contrast on this bike. It's very simple, nice and elegant. Doesn't complicate it. And then when you add the basket, that little touch of color just pops. I love these handlebars. Comparing this to the Straw 1 bike that I reviewed recently, if you haven't watched that video, make sure you go back and watch it. These handlebars compared to the Straw 1 are a little bit more comfortable because it's got this little bit here. So once you put your hands on the handlebar, it's actually nice and comfortable because it gives you a little bit more space to put the weight on. And again, because this bike is designed for more of a city runner, so it has cruise control. Look at that. I'm not pedaling. I'm not using the throttle, and it's maintaining a consistent speed. So once you've done a certain amount of cycles and revolutions, to say, the onboard computer picks that up and it just holds that speed as in the cruise control. The only way to get rid of it and to stop it is to just tap the brake, and that's when it will pick it up to say it will stop. I love the front basket, even though I probably won't use it, but it's there if you need to put anything on. I love the rear rack of this bike. I'm definitely going to use the rear rack. I'm going to use it to basically transport my lock. So whenever I'm commuting with the bike, and I am going to test it and use it to commute, I'm obviously going to be taking my lock with me because I don't want this to be stolen. So the rear rack actually helps, and I'm just going to get a Velcro strap and put the lock on there to maneuver it around. So this bike comes with pedal assist. It's just one level. There is no plus or minus in terms of 0, 1, 2 or 3 like the Straw 1 has. Basic pedal assist, so it assists you as you're pedaling when you're changing the gears with the Shimano shifter. And then it's got a little kind of like half throttle here. As soon as you turn it, the bike picks up. So let's get into some technical aspects of this bike. Let's start with the size and the appearance. It comes in this stunning white or black color. I love the contrast, as I said before. They have a pro version that's going to come out soon. Be sure you check that one out. Head over to the DYU official website. That's where you should be getting all your e-bikes from. The recommended height of this bike is 5.24 to 6.39 feet, so it's 6.4 feet pretty much. I'm 5.8 and I've got the seat actually a little bit higher than usual. So the max load on this bike with all the DYU e-bikes is 120 kilos. Keep that in mind because the frame, I guess, won't be able to cope for more than that. The length of the bike in total is about 185 centimeters, which is 73 inches approximately, and the height max is 43 inches, which is around 110 centimeters. So the frame is made out of iron aluminium alloy. So it's a mixture and combination of those. And because of that, the bike only weighs 30 kg. So comparing this to my D3F and Stroll 1, it is a little bit heavier, but then again, you have to keep in mind what you've got on the bike itself. The top speed of this bike, just with all DYU bikes here in the UK, it's set at the maximum legal speed, which is 15.5 miles an hour, and that translates to 25 kilometers per hour. It's a 25 kilowatt, not kilowatts, it's a 25 watt motor with a 36 volt output, and it's a 12.5 amp removable battery. Again, I love these removable batteries that they do, because it quite simply means that you can charge the bike while you're at work or while you're at home. You don't have to bring the whole bike inside. The good thing about this specific bike, the C6, which the seat with the removable battery on the seat, you can kind of just flip the seat up, which means you don't have to continuously be moving the seat up and down and then for kind of losing position once you get it in the right exact place that you want. So with the battery described on assist mode, the max range is around 43.5 miles, which is about 70 kilometers. That's with pedal assist, by the way. With throttle mode, obviously it drops a little bit, so just keep that in mind. The battery is rated for 300 cycles, which means you can kind of charge it 300 times. With the efficiency, it drops down to about 80%. If you're not planning to kind of use the bike and you just want to leave it on storage, make sure you still charge the battery once a month just to keep it going. It's recommended to do that, because if you leave the battery still, just like with cars, they do tend to go flat. So as explained, it is just one assistance level on the bike with half a throttle pull. So if you're struggling to go uphill, which this bike does not struggle at all, it's actually quite easy. Even when I'm pedaling with just one assist, turn it and it just picks up the speed. And if you leave it for a certain amount of time, as previously explained, it goes into a cruise control mode, which maintains that speed until you tap one of the brakes. Whilst we're showing this, front light where you can turn on and off, which is actually pretty bright. It's got a rear light as well, which I will, I think I'll add it here and I'll show you guys what it is. And then it's got a horn. Yeah boy. Waterproof rating. If you do ride this in the rain, it is ready to IP54, which means that the bike and electricals are protected from debris and little splashes of water. Let's have a look at some extras. I want to talk about some extras and the comfortability of this bike, if that's even a word. Basically just stuff that makes your life a little bit easier and a little bit more comfortable whilst you have this e-bike. So it has a removable battery. You need a key to remove that battery, and you need a key to lock it back in place. The battery is removable, so you can charge it. It's actually makes it a lot more convenient that way, and actually safer, I guess, so no one can steal the bike. The seat moves out the way to make the space for the battery to be removed, which is perfect, which means you can keep the same level and the same height, and you don't have to worry about constantly changing it and getting the right position. It has these comfort kind of handlebars, which I actually do really like, because you can kind of put your palm on it and it takes and absorbs. It has front suspension. It has not rear suspension, but it has a kind of spring and really soft, comfortable cushioning on the seat. Charging time for the battery is between 7 to 8 hours. That's on the official DYU site. I haven't yet tested this myself because I haven't had the need to charge the battery from empty yet, because it's actually lasted me quite a long time. So Shimano gearing, which is a little bit different than the Stroll 1 bike that I had. And thank you. Disc brakes front and back. The ones on the Stroll 1 are better than this C6, but you have to think about the price point as well. So you're paying a lot more for the Stroll 1 bike because it is a top tier ranged e-bike. The C6 is actually still quite good and amazing in its own class for what you need to use it for. And I believe these brakes that they've put on the C6 are perfect for the price point and what this bike is capable of doing. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this or not, but let me remind you, it has front and rear lights. The front can stay on or off, and then the rear one has got a little button on it that you can press to kind of have it turn on and flash or anything. One thing that I think I forgot to mention, protection from rain and splatters on the front wheel mudguard, rear wheel, and the chain. Perfect. The DYU C6 is a solid and affordable electric city bike. It's designed primarily for commuting and leisure rides, I guess, and it features a 250 rear watt hub motor. Pretty standard, and it's pretty good for what you need it for. It provides pretty much ample power for any daily ride that you need, and kind of mild hills. It comes up on them pretty easily, and you don't have to do much to it. It has a top speed of 25 kilometers an hour, which is 15.5 miles per hour, and that is the legal limit that you can have with these bikes here in this country. The battery is a 12.5 amp units, which offers about 50 to 70 kilometers range. That's with pedal assist, so if you kind of use the throttle with it, it would vary and it would lower that range, I guess. Charging takes 7 to 8 hours and the battery is removable. In terms of comfort, the DYU C6 includes front suspension and disc brakes, both front and back disc brakes, providing smooth and safe experience for anywhere here in the city. It comes with a Shimano 6-speed gearing, which makes it versatile for various terrains, though it's better suited for paved roads rather than off-road kind of like adventures. So let's not do any motocross riding with this DYU C6. The bike's weight is 27 kg, which might be a bit heavier than some riders prefer, especially when carrying it up and down stairs. While the bike doesn't fold, it's equipped with practical features like front lights, front basket, a rear light, and a rear rack, so you can add baskets and other stuff if you need to on there. Overall, I believe the DYU C6 honestly is great value for its price range, especially for city commuters. And like I said, I would definitely recommend this bike for the price range that it is at, simply because of all the features that it comes with.